Brian McHugh, Hopewell Township. In the superintendent's letter to the community, we were shown that about $4.1 million was cut from the budget. As far as I can tell, the fundamental operations of the district were left untouched. Since there was an edict in December that only essential purchases could be made, Hopewell Valley saved $2 million. This $2 million is part of the $4 million reduction. Many other reductions are positions that were no longer needed. This just tells me that the operations were not carefully planned. Some of the reductions only delay the inevitable, like textbooks, capital improvements. Unfortunately, several teachers will lose their jobs. It only hurts the students and the community when teachers are cut. We want to know the implications of these cuts. I'm not sure that I ever read anything, what the implications were with all these teachers are cut, or why the teachers are cut from the high school and not from the elementary schools where enrollment is decreasing. The only way to make operations more efficient is to plan appropriately. I guess I've been harping on that for a few years, but I don't see anything changing. Thank you.
If I could just respond a little bit, I think it's clear in our saying that none of these positions do we feel are not really needed. It was painful and it was unfortunate that we had to that we're recommending the resignation of anybody or the elimination of any position. The results that I mentioned are clear. We're going to have increased class sizes. That's the implication. A reduction of a custodial person. Somebody's going to have to pick up the pieces. Our buildings might not be as clean as they were. None of these cuts are without cost. It's that simple. All of them, the curriculum, we're not going to have up-to-date curriculum. Reduction in athletic scrimmages. Our students going to have as many scrimmages as they had. The implications are, in my mind, and perhaps we can clarify them better to people. They're kind of self-evident in terms of a secretary will reduce the level of customer service. You reduce supervisors. Their jobs won't get done. They'll have to get picked up and redistributed. It's just like any business. The schools have to go on. People expect a certain level of customer service and programs from us. That has to be picked up and redistributed someplace. And it's going to be difficult, but we'll get through it. We will open our doors September 7th, doing the best we can possibly do given the situation. And if I could just take one little side note is we were faced with, yes, 85% reduction in state aid. It was the highest in the county. However, if you look at our previous board presentations prior to the governor's announcement, our cuts were not significant. Other school districts were cutting a large number of positions to get to that 4% cap. Princeton, for example, 2 months ago was cutting 20 people to get to that cap. If we spent the cap, if things went down the road, we were looking at maybe 5 positions, I think it was, just a reduction of that. This $3.4 million really hit us, took us for a loop, but we will survive through it. And even that being said, with the other districts that were hit with reductions, you've seen it in the paper, our reductions are anything significant, but in comparison to other districts, we are in good shape, and I thank the board for their working on this previously, and Bob Calavita for his office of having the foresight to craft lean budgets over years, because other districts, although I would not want to cut anybody, other districts are cutting a substantially higher number of positions than we are, similar sized districts.